Good morning. It's slightly later today. We're here in the the swamp of sorrows, as I like to call it. This nice little waterlogged area, some lovely fungi and stuff coming off of this tree. But it looks amazing. There's loads and loads of shoots coming up. Spring is definitely sprung. It's been what I'd call a tricky few days really. I've been struggling sort of like emotional regulation, I guess you'd call it, in terms of lots of different things and aspects happening that kind of give me a sense of unease really, and I have not been as productive as I would have liked to have been. Mainly sort of again, uncertainty with work. That's always a big factor. That ebbs and flows depending on what I read on Reddit and the news and things. I heard DNEG laid off another 100 staff recently. There might be, I think, 700 left or things like that. I'm just trying to get a sense of stability really is the main thing. You just want to know that you're going to be carrying on working, and that gives me with that sense of unease, you know, then I've kind of like my emotions go up and down, and it's tricky to, what I'd say, regulate in a healthy way. I have unhealthy ways of regulating, of quote unquote making myself feel better. Chocolate being one of those key ones. I do love some chocolate, but if I use food as a comfort mechanism, rather than, you know, something that I know that I fancy, then obviously I know in myself that's not going to do me any good, and I don't feel any good afterwards. Whereas getting out here and walking, doing some exercise, I feel better afterwards. I feel more, for want of a better word, wholesome or full. And I haven't been out. I didn't get out yesterday due to various things going on, and I find this has been very therapeutic, just getting out. I think overall on my month I'm down on my average steps. I wanted to do technically 10,000 a day. Some days, especially with the way my work goes, it's been, you know, if I don't get out at all and I just work, I'll do maybe 1, possibly 2,000 steps in the entire day, which is very sedentary. I can't pronounce that word. Very sedate of me. So it's kind of like something I'm conscious of. Trying to get my average. My average for the month is something like 8,000 steps, which is lower than I would like. So I've got a few more days left of the month, so try to up my target depending on life factors. See if I can get out and get some good walks in. The trouble is, when I get out here, especially on a day like this, there's so much in the way of photogrammetry opportunities and trees to scan and photos to take, or time lapses to record, which take, you know, hours of my time just standing still and not walking. I mean, that in itself is great, don't get me wrong, and they all have their benefits. But if I'm trying to, you know, keep my body moving, which for me, just knowing myself, is a way. There goes the crow scare from the fields. For me, is a way. I know that's one of my healthy regulation habits that I know I have as part of my toolkit. I used to go to the gym. That was a really good dopamine release, and I always felt good for doing that. I haven't got that as part of my routine, mainly down to price, and I don't go into London anymore at the moment due to the cost of living going up so much. I just can't afford it, and so I don't have it as part of my routine. Wow, loads of bangs going off. Not sure how much that works. Crows are intelligent birds. It's lovely and quiet here. It's later though, so there are more people around, so I'm having to go a more quiet route. So it's something to have in my mind. I think the best way I can describe it as a sense of self-awareness and a sense of unease, I think. And so therefore knowing what I can do about that and what's going to be a healthy choice for that is kind of at the forefront of my mind. So getting out here is really nice. I'm glad I'm out today. I'm gonna see if I can find some trees to photogrammetry, because I haven't done much of the processing at the moment, and there's loads I want to do to further that forward, and I haven't really taken the chance to do that or record any of my Let's Play series. I can still get on and do my auctions. It only takes like 5 minutes. That's quite good. That just ticks through nicely, so I'm at least accumulating my game time. The new Plunder event thing they announced on World of Warcraft. That's just so lovely with the trees falling down there and the moss. It doesn't quite capture it on the camera, but it looks like it. I can smell the wild garlic. It's all up at the moment. It actually, you can just smell it. Could collect some up and make pesto with it. I think it's got a few more weeks of growing time on it though, and that depends whether I'm inclined to make a whole batch of pesto. Nice that it is. Yes, so where else? Oh yeah, World of Warcraft, the Plunder event thing, which kind of piqued my interest. It's kind of, seems to me mainly PvP, like Fortnite, which, you know, I can see the appeal for it. Sounds like a fun event, going out and getting stuff. I suspect there's a lot of fear of missing out with it because it's a time limited 6-week event. Opportunity to hug a tree there. This is a nice one, but it helps you not slip into the river, which is good. So I'm not sure I will do it, because I'm having more fun sort of just doing my auctions and things at the moment. I don't think I've got time for some rounds of competitive play, although it does sound interesting. I mean, because I've not even bothered like logging in to get my my tenders for the week and do that, so it's really less inclined to do that. If anything, I'd want to do more practice into the cross-realm trading. All these buds coming up now help me identify these trees. God, there's so much so much to do. I'm getting completely scattershot. So there's an opportunity to focus for the rest of the week, see if I can get myself back on track. So as I said a couple of days ago, the sun coming up there. Sorry, distracted again. A couple of days ago, photogrammetry processing, and see if I can get a few of those going, because those can tick on in the background whilst I'm doing my regular work. So it's more of a question of loading things up, setting it off, and coming back to it later. So I think that's at least the next couple of days. If I can get some of that done, then I'll feel better in myself, that I feel I'll get a sense of satisfaction and accomplishment, which again does wonders for sort of like self-esteem, and feel like I'm making progress. So there's some great bark around here. I've got my tape measure though, so I'm not going to be able to log the width of them. I'll use my arms. I know my arms are 1.6 meters wingspan, so I can use that as a measure and guesstimate the trees. But it's nice to get out here. I'll see if I can get some steps up too. And the next couple of days, we've got rain forecast for later half of the week, so might not be able to get everything done. And I've got various other things coming in over the weekend. It's going to be a busy weekend, so opportunities for stuff like this. This is going to look so nice with the bluebells coming up in a moment. Another few more weeks, 6 weeks maybe. This will be full of bluebells. This is a great tree. Look at that detail and moss. Does look a little bit dead though, that oak. Some of those lower branches definitely look dead. Don't know if it's got anything at the top, but with that big hole in the bark, that's definitely not a good sign. But then this one's really old. That looks more healthy. You see some finer twigs up at the crown. I'm starting to understand trees a bit more, which is really nice. We've got some little flowers coming up. Don't know what they are. I don't think they're snowdrops, they're something else. Little white ones. All these ones down here. These ones here. Not fully sure what they are. My lovely wife will know. She knows her plants. I think she told me a few years ago when I asked about it before. Just have to try and work it out. So yes. It's a mixed week, we shall say. So I'll do what I can to just basically remain on an even keel emotionally, which I think will, make sure I get out here is the key thing, because it's so nice just out here and appreciate the woodland and the birds, and remember why you're living. Okay, alright, I'm going to go photogrammetry some of these trees, I think, because they're looking great. Have a great day. Till next time. See you soon.